Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? Travel forwards in time or back in time? Ultimate ultimatums and diabolical dilemmas await inside the Dilemma Academy. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dilemma Academy. We're your hosts, CJ, Jess, and Demi, and today we have a chat about weddings, food, and mind control. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Sup. My casual greeting of my trying different greetings. I did like howdy y'all. Sup is today's one.
Sup.
Sup.
So 90s, man.
It's more like 2000s.
2000s? Yeah. I don't know. What would be a 90s greeting? 90s style greeting?
Cowabunga, dude. I don't know. We just said hello to each other in the 90s.
I remember when we were in Africa and we were speaking to someone from Texas, and I don't know how we got onto this topic, but they were like, do you say good day? And I was like, no, we don't say good day. Do you say y'all? And she's like, yeah, everyone says y'all. And I'm like,
wow,
that's so weird.
Yeah. She then proceeded to say y'all a lot for the rest of the trip.
I
So,
was like, what is going on?
how's everyone's week been?
Good. This is the last day of a long weekend.
Yes. We all went on a trip as we were speaking about last episode, we all went on a trip to Canberra.
Much excitement.
Canberra is an exciting place to go to.
There was lots of things then. We did a trifecta of things.
Yes.
We made good use of the day.
Yep.
I think.
We did visit Cockington Green.
Cockington Green.
Now, would I visit Cockington Green again? No.
I think it's an experience everyone should have.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I don't want it again.
No. Once you've seen it, you don't need to see it again.
I liked the international section the best.
Yeah.
Where it had like miniatures from like popular places across the world, little houses and stuff, and then they built miniatures of them and brought them there, and that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. The international section. For those who don't know, Cockington Green is like, it's a nice gardens, but like throughout it are all miniaturized versions of like English townships. So yes, it's as exciting as it sounds. And they have they had an international section where they had like miniaturized versions of like, famous landmarks and World Heritage sites from around the world. And that was actually pretty cool to see some of those. Yeah.
The detail is amazing, and I do see why kids really like it as well. But
yeah.
If I was a child and I went there, I would be annoyed. I'd be like, not enough zombies. Where are all of the dinosaurs?
Yeah, dinosaurs were across the road.
That's where I would have wanted to go as a child.
As a child,
I would be hitting up that.
I did go to Cockington Green as a child, and I do remember enjoying it still. I think it was just cool to, I don't know, see these like tiny little things that look like toys, I suppose, and they position all the people around so that it looks like they're in little zany situations. So as a kid, you're like running around trying to find all like the weird and cool things like in each scene that they've set up, like, oh, there's a guy on the toilet, or like you found a guy walking his stegosaurus down the pathway in Old English Village. So
I do appreciate the effort.
We did Cockington Green in the morning, and that was, it wasn't anything beyond what we expected it to be.
It wasn't. I liked it.
I wanted more doll houses, and there was only 2 doll houses, and only 2 of the dolls in the doll houses looked like they contained the spirits of children. And I wanted more.
I wanted at least 3 spirits.
And then after that, we went to the Australian War Memorial, and that was my first time there. And it was, very, very nice. It was nice to pay respects to the fallen soldiers and people, really. They all weren't soldiers. They were, medical officers and even like catering people and postal service workers and everything. So it was quite humbling to see. And a very nice museum, and also free. So
free.
If you're ever in Canberra, definitely go check out the Australian War Memorial.
Even if you disagree with war or you don't believe in the wars that we fought in, Australians still lost their lives. And so you still need to be respectful of the fact that they gave up their life to defend the country, even if you don't agree with it. And I really liked it. I'm not a war nut or anything, but I really liked the war memorial.
That was very nice.
Yeah, the war memorial was good. Good peek into sort of the history as well. Like when we first got there, it kind of, to me, it just sort of seemed more like, I guess like a monument to the people who had passed from dying in the war. But then you realize, there's all these other areas that talk about it and give you background on the history and everything like that. So obviously give you some context, and most people know what it was all about anyway, but I guess, you get to see some of the old uniforms, and like they had like a hangaree area where you get to see all like the old planes and stuff, and it was pretty cool to take a dive into history in that way. So yeah, and they've got all like the red poppies that are always up there as well, which is kind of nice to see.
And all of the pigeons that make their nests in the poppies.
So many pigeons, like on top of the statues, like in places that pigeons should not be. They get in there somehow.
And then we went to the National Gallery of Australia,
Yes.
to the Matisse and Picasso exhibit. Like the cultured people we are.
Yes. I'd never heard Matisse.
Yes, asked.
What? Did I say Matisse? Matisse.
Matisse.
Whoops. It was an experience.
It was an experience.
I enjoyed it because I like looking at weird art. And Matisse and Picasso are both very strange. And Jessica, would you like to tell your revelation about Matisse and
My
Picasso?
revelation about Matisse and Picasso after my intense study while I walked through, the exhibition is Matisse is a butt man and Picasso is a boob man.
Yep.
And that was what I learnt.
It was very
At the
evident
exhibition.
in their paintings
Wow.
and sketchings and like sculptures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was a boob man and he was a butt man.
Oh, yeah. Like,
And I had no idea that they had such like a sibling rivalry that was like going between each
Yeah.
other this whole time. Even though Matisse was like, what, 20 something years older than Picasso?
yeah. Well, basically what happened, according to what we learnt at the exhibition, was Matisse studied law in Paris and then was working in law.
Didn't like it.
I think he didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it. And then he decided to become an artiste. I wish I could go and do that.
I know. I wish that I love art. I like I'm not very good at it, but I like making art, sculpting, painting, drawing, all that kind of fun stuff. I wish I could just give up my job and go and be an artist.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
guess
much more feasible in
in the early
the
1900s
late
in
1800s,
Paris.
early 1900s.
And if I'm
Yeah.
being honest, you both could probably paint better than Matisse.
Yes, well, the good thing, like if you had to pick a side between Matisse and Picasso, I would pick Picasso because I think
Hashtag
he
Team
was
Picasso.
yeah, because like Picasso was, I think, classically trained and could actually properly sketch and draw and paint, and then he went, all cray and started
Cubism.
analytic cubism and all that sort of crap, like, whatever, all the crap that was going on in Paris in the 1900s. But yeah, I don't know. Was I impressed? Mildly.
I was impressed because I've never seen them in real life, and I liked seeing them in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I liked seeing like, to me, like the stuff that Picasso had done, or the stuff of Picasso's that was there, was a lot more impressive to me than Matisse's stuff. Like, you kept going around and like they had these exhibitions of like, oh, here's what Matisse was doing at the time, and here's what Picasso was doing at the time, and they would have side by side comparisons of like their artworks and stuff. I don't know. I'm not an art person, so I don't go to art galleries very often. I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've ever been to like an art gallery.
Excuse me, we've been to so many art galleries. When we went to every single museum when we were in
Does
Europe.
traveling count?
Yeah, I know we went to the museums in Europe, but they
We
weren't
went
art galleries.
To the national, what was it called? Where did you go this past week, Demi? What was it called?
The National Gallery of New South Wales. Art Gallery of New South Wales?
Yeah, we went there on our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, because we just happened to be walking past. It wasn't
know.
like a planned trip there. And we went into museums in Europe. We didn't go into any art galleries specifically. So
The Louvre is
it's not an art gallery.
it is
It's a museum.
Aren't museums and galleries, like art galleries, kind of one and the same though?
I mean, an art gallery is
I guess you can
specifically
stretch it
for
to
art,
be that
though.
Yeah.
But,
People go to museums to look at like history.
yeah.
People go to art galleries to look at art.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
suppose.
like we went to the New South Wales Art Gallery once ever. That's the only time I've ever been there. I've been to the Contemporary Art Museum in Sydney once ever. And we've been to any other art gallery except for some of the museums in Europe, which also happen to have art in them. So I would say I'm not a very big art person.
Don't you tell me you haven't been to Campbelltown Art Centre?
We have been there multiple times.
Okay, by choice. But I guess what I'm saying is maybe my view of the art is more objective because I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
agree.
I'm not painted in the subjectivity of feeling like I have to be appreciative of it because I don't know, for some weird reason that artists just fawn over these guys because of reasons
Because of postmodernism.
I enjoyed it because I feel like we wouldn't have some of the art that we have today if we didn't have Matisse and Picasso.
Oh,
And
definitely.
as an art person who likes watching, experimental art performances or plays and musicals and
Yeah.
anything that's like a somewhat of an art form. Even like ballet, you can consider that an art form, and you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Did you? Now I'm curious.
I mean, I think I'd probably not as much as you two enjoyed the
Okay.
ballet. We did, just for your understanding listeners, we did all go to the ballet towards the end of last year. The Royal Russian Ballet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it a Royal Russian Ballet? Is
It
that what they
was.
called it?
I
Yeah.
believe
Or
it
the
was.
Imperial
The
Russian.
Imperial.
Yeah.
which is
of course.
royal,
Yes.
Yeah.
The Imperial.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but that's like
Oh, we
a
need to
different...
look at that, by the way, because they're coming back and they're doing the Nutcracker
They
this
are
year.
coming back in what it was like.
Daisy wants us to stop talking about the ballet.
Yes. Sidebar.
Yes,
we
yes,
will. We
yes.
will look it up.
Anyway, that's different, I think, to like fine art, so like painted art, I suppose. So
Yeah.
I guess all I'm
Only
saying
slightly.
is Matisse did not impress me. I don't understand why Matisse is famous. I didn't think any of his work in there was particularly, amazing. There was nothing that captivated me when I was looking through his stuff. And art is subjective. It's all in like the eye of the viewer. So I don't discredit or put down anyone else's opinion of him. If they like his stuff, great. But to me, it just seemed like he was a kind of bad painter that tried his best. Whereas like Picasso's stuff felt more, not poignant, but it kind of just, I don't know, drew more out of me in an emotional
like
Was it the
response.
colors? Was it because he used bright colors?
I think it was because he used a lot of boobs.
CJ is a boob. He's a
Boobs
notorious
over
boob
here,
man.
boobs over here.
It's like, we start sounding like kind of, artistic and like intelligent in, from an artist's perspective. Like when you're talking about your preference over Matisse and Picasso, and it's like it all comes down
I
to
like
the boobs,
Picasso
though.
because Picasso was a boob man.
Where's the boobs?
Where's the boob?
But yes, it was a nice day. It was a very nice day. It's the best that Canberra could offer. I think that we all enjoyed ourselves. Would we go back to Canberra anytime soon? No.
No, I've been there many times.
Yes, it was still an enjoyable day.
And all the restaurants are closed there on Australia Day, or public holidays maybe in general. So
Yep.
Yeah.
FYI, planning on going there on a public holiday?
Don't.
Don't expect to eat, I suppose. So.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So my question for this week is, would you rather be left at the altar or leave someone at the altar?
No, I've been mulling this over since you said it earlier.
5 minutes ago. 5 minutes before we
Literally 2
started.
minutes
recording.
before we started.
In classic Jessica fashion,
Yeah.
I thought of my
Okay.
question
What
literally.
made you think of this question?
Because it's too late for us.
It's not too late for me.
I don't know, it just popped in my head.
Okay.
We were talking about weddings. We were talking about weddings right before this as well. So, yes.
Okay. I'm glad.
Now, the thing that you when you first gave me the question, and I was like, who would want to be left at the altar? Who would want to do the leaving, or what did I say? Who would want to be left at the altar?
Who would want to be left at the altar?
Yeah, not me. But then, like, how you'd feel so bad doing the leaving.
Exactly. Exactly. You're the one that's just about to destroy
Somebody's life, somebody's whole life.
in front of an audience
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
and all that money, and it's you walking down the aisle away.
just imagine all the people, like, you're just like running away, and people are just pointing at you, going, "You did this.
Yeah.
You did this." Just screaming at you.
Like you could potentially get punched by like another, the opposite. family members?
the mother or
Yeah.
or father of the bride/groom.
You could be, held back. Who knows what could happen?
It's a difficult one. It's more difficult than I
mean,
thought.
What? Yeah, well, it is it? Because what are the negatives to being the one who is left?
That you're really sad.
I mean, you're
that you
really
have no
sad.
control over that situation.
It's
you don't have any
unexpected.
control. You can't do anything. If you're leaving, like, you have all the control.
Yeah,
You have the power.
I suppose. I guess neither. You couldn't immediately make a judgment on who is right or wrong. I suppose in that situation.
Yes, you could.
because-
The person that is doing the leaving is very much wrong.
I
They
mean-
should never have let it get that far.
True. But I guess they could arguably still have a good reason for it. Could you say that?
At
Well,
that
if-
stage.
If you'd found out, say, like, the bride doesn't show up or something, but it's because the bride found out that the groom cheated on her 2 months ago or something like that, then I think that's it. That's a pretty good excuse, but people wouldn't know that at the time. Like you'd have to like be like, the groom's a cheater, parse it on, and then just like whisper it through the crowd so that
Probably
people
should have
still
told
know.
you a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I guess so. Like that sort of thing is understandable to then leave someone at the altar. So there are still acceptable reasons. Yeah, I guess you would be seen as like the bad guy at first to everyone there. Like,
100%. I reckon you'd still seem like a pretty bad guy, even if you had a good reason.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people would be like, oh, I understand completely. You made the right choice. Like a lot of people would be
Yeah.
like pissed that they like just took time out of their day
Yeah.
to like be dressed up for a wedding and then get no free food and alcohol.
I think
I think the thing that makes it really bad is it's right at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, like you are pissing a lot of people
It'd make
off.
a great story though. Like if I was a guest, oh boy.
Oh yeah, make a good story. And I think what we were kind of discussing earlier as well, like if it happened like just as a guest or whatever, you just go and you walk over to the
Yeah, I'm
the
walking into that
reception
reception
area,
hall and I'm getting a drink.
pop a bottle. Don't let it go to waste.
You paid for it.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like everyone's there, and what do you do? Do you go home? Do you go to the reception? It's all paid for anyway. Like, what happens?
If I was the one that was left at the altar, I'd be like, all right, boys, into the reception hall. And I'd just sit on the floor and drink
Yeah.
the whole night.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people would be different. Like some people would probably want to just, go, fuck it. I'm going to just, enjoy all the stuff that
Fuck
we've already paid
You'll
for
do.
anyway.
Get up here.
Yeah, you get up here. But some people might just want to just be like completely get out of there straight away.
Yeah.
I know no one can say what they'll do in that situation.
Yeah,
'cause
no
it's
one.
you don't go into marrying somebody expecting that to happen and having
Yeah.
like a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Except if maybe you're me and you freak about everything that goes on in your world.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
still don't know if I would want to be left or do the leaving though, because I like having control over my situation. If I felt like I didn't have any control over anything, then I'd be like,
I already know my
spiraling.
answer to this.
yes.
I know my answer. And my answer is I would rather be left at the altar.
You'd rather be left.
I would rather be left.
Because you love control.
I know. And I knew that would like surprise you guys.
I am surprised.
Because I
Jessica-
absolutely love being
Color
in
me
control.
surprised.
Out of everybody in the group, I think you and I are probably the coldest. It's true. It's true. CJ agrees.
I'm afraid to agree.
So we're probably just like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. Yeah. I'm just going to leave him at the altar. So I'm a little bit shocked.
Okay, these are my reasons for
Okay.
wanting to be left at the altar. One, I would never be the idiot that walks down, the altar and is like, yep, today's my wedding day until it isn't. And I don't want to go through this
Mic
anymore.
drop.
So I'm leaving. Like, if I'm going to that altar, it's because I know I'm going through with it. This is my plan. I'm sticking to it. I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
So this is,
Not a quitter.
I don't quit. So
Too legit to quit.
so it's like if I'm there, then I'm there. So that's number one. I'm very sure of my decisions. Number two, the sympathy that you would get would be amazing.
All about that
Love the
sympathy.
I would rather, just be like, oh, okay, that guy doesn't want me. Fine. You can go away.
I'll find someone who
I'll
does.
find someone else. I got all the sympathy at the moment. I'm not the one that had to make the harsh decision. You don't want me? Find them. I don't want you. But you're the one that looks bad. So those are two of the main reasons.
Yeah. It's a hard question to answer.
I would, of course, be hurt. Of course. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what's just happened? But then I'll just be like, you know what?
was meant
It's
to
time
be.
to move
It's
on.
meant to
It's
be.
meant to be.
It's time. Jessica's like, she's still in a wedding dress. It's time to move on.
Something,
Who can I find? Who can I
Time to
find?
move, it's time to move
Who's
on.
next? Who was next on my list? You.
Jess, what are you doing? Signing up to Tinder.
Pull
It's been
that.
like 10 minutes.
Time to move on.
Time to
He
move
hasn't
on.
left you. He's just late.
I told you it's time to move on.
Oh. I think it's a hard question to answer without knowing the context. Like, you can objectively assume that the person who's being left more likely has the sympathy in the situation because maybe, it's obviously the other person has decided to get it to this point and then they've chosen to leave and all that sort of stuff. But like, you never really know. And I'm trying to just think like, what are some situations where you would look at that and go, you understand why the person didn't go through with it on the day. Maybe the person, who's waiting at the aisle, for example, is like really pressured them into getting married. Do you know what I mean? And like this whole time they've kind of been a little bit against it, but they like the person, so they're going along with it. But then they get there, it's the day, there's all this like, pressure, and there's like, it's crazy, and there's so many things going on all at once. And then
that's okay. So I don't want to be with you. No, don't want to be with you. It's like, come on. You've known about this day for months. You're like,
hope
what?
They've known about the day for months.
You've got some stage fright now. That's like minimal. Stage fright is minimal. Of like, we went through our wedding and there were things that I didn't want to do, but I still committed to them. And I did them.
I'm not saying us. I'm just saying
I'm just saying
someone else.
I'm just saying if you get up to that stage,
someone else.
if you get up to that stage, and then you look at everyone, and everyone's looking at you, and you're like, I can't do this. It's like you should have thought about that months ago. You're there, you're standing there, and then you decide, I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk down this aisle. I'm going to say goodbye. I can't do this. No, I wouldn't do that.
So you're saying there's no acceptable reason why someone should leave at the altar?
No,
there's no acceptable reason.
I agree with CJ that there is.
Yeah.
In very extreme circumstances.
Yeah. That's why I'm leaning towards being left. Like, I know that you lose the element of control of, over what's happening to you in that moment. But, like, if we're not taking, we can't, because in this question, you can't take context into account because we're not contextually there, right? So you kind of just got to make assumptions based on percentages. And for me, I'm looking at it and like the percentage of you being considered in the right, if you're the one leaving the person at the altar, is like so marginally small that I can't bring myself to choose that answer, even though you do gain the element of control. But I feel like you would, you obviously you're seen as the bad guy in that situation, like immediately. You know what I mean? More so than if you said a week prior, even like, I can't go through with the wedding, I'm really sorry. At least then you haven't let it get to that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely don't think that you can just, be the other person and say to, your fiance on the wedding day, oh, hey, by the way, 2 months ago I cheated on you, but I just wanted to clear the air before we, entered life as a married couple.
100% people have done that.
Like, you can't, you can't, like, that's really mean. And that's the time when I would understand, like, you can't go through a wedding.
There's been heaps of brides or grooms out there that have been told the day of or the day before their wedding that I'm on my bucks weekend, I slept with this person or something.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know before you married me. And then people have just been gone like, oh fuck, we've got to go through with this now because we spent all this money and we've done all these things.
Yeah. I'm sure that happens quite a lot.
I mean, I feel like we've come to the conclusion relatively quickly, but I feel like it's it's a pretty obvious one for me is I think I'd rather be left at the altar as well.
Okay. Yeah, would I seem like a huge bitch if I picked the other answer?
No. There are no right or wrong answers.
No judgment.
A little bit of judgment.
There's plenty of judgment in this podcast.
I just don't think that my confidence I could regain the confidence that I would lose from being left at the altar. Like, it would absolutely shatter me. And I'd rather be the one doing the shattering.
You smile after you say that. Yeah. Just like, look at me.
Just there
give
smiling.
the biggest shit-eating grin. Just like, hey.
I don't know how I would deal with being left at the altar.
Yeah. That's definitely a very real issue that you would have to deal with as well.
Major trust issues after that.
Major. Like, I
probably would never get married again type thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, nah, this is not for me.
Yeah. Going through the whole process of getting engaged and getting married again would be major because it's almost like, you wouldn't have the trust
You'd have fucking flashbacks.
Yeah.
You'd have to be like 1,000% sure, you know, and that would take years. That would be an issue.
I think so. I think that there would be traumatic emotions to deal with on either side of this decision, though, whether you're being left or doing the leaving.
Whether you're the heartbreaker or the broken
heart. Because I think that although maybe in that moment, the more negative, emotional effects are happening to the person who's being left because you've got that instant betrayal of trust, like, oh, you thought this was going to be, the happiest day of your life, and all of a sudden it's like, what the hell, and this person's done this to me, and all that sort of stuff. And maybe you're the one in control in that moment doing the leaving, and it feels better to do that because at least you feel like you've got control. You're doing what you want to do with your life. But I think the aftermath of that, you would have less of a support network for you than the person who got left, because I think everybody would be there trying to be sympathetic to the person who got left. And unless you were the 1% doing the leaving who like, oh, you just found out that the other person cheated on you or something like that, like something ridiculous that would make it okay for you to leave on the day, like literally on the day, I think that there would still be a lot of bad things to have to deal with afterwards as well in that instance. Like even maybe it wouldn't be your confidence, but maybe like, I don't know, maybe you would be questioning your own morals more so than like your own confidence, or like your I don't know, just your inner self as to like why did you let it get to that point. I think you would have as many questions about yourself as the person who got left would about themselves as well. So I think
both would need to go through a lot of healing to get over that.
Because
I guess like most weddings are also done in front of your closest family and friends, so everyone's going to know you and everyone's going to pick a side. Even if they say no, don't pick a side, just making sure that you're both okay, everyone's going to have picked a side. So
and it's most likely
really
going to be the side of the person who got left. Even your own family would probably be more sympathetic to the person that got left than they would be to you.
Generally, I would say probably. I mean,
I'd just leave the country.
Just leave everyone. Just be like
fresh start.
Later, bitches.
I'm moving to New Zealand.
Is New Zealand far enough?
I think New Zealand's far enough. Far enough to like let the heat die down.
Just go like get a little van, climb up a mountain or something, and spend a few months just complete solitary, then come back.
Go into how about I go on like some sort of meditative resort for 2 months. 2 months be long enough?
I don't know. I've never left anyone at the altar. So.
2 months. I think that would be.
2 months is a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time to like let it die down.
Would that make you look like, just throwing it out there into the conversation discussion sphere, would you look worse because you did that than if you hung around to at least try and deal with what you've just done?
No, I don't think
she left him at the altar and then she ran away for 2 months. Like,
I feel like I know. I feel like that. I don't know. I wouldn't be like that bitch. Or
no, I think
fuckwit.
Yeah,
it's hard without knowing the context, though, really, isn't it? Like,
it is.
There is something. I think on what side you like, whether you've been left at the altar or you're doing the leaving. I don't think you can judge their actions directly afterwards because you're going through a grieving process and it's unless, a shock as well.
Somebody got murdered. Somebody murdered somebody else.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't.
Then we'll judge that.
Yeah, you can't. Conduct illegal activity. But
yes, you will be judged by that, not only by your family, but by the law.
Anyway, so we've got our answers for that. Two for left,
leave.
Two for leave. Two for left, one for leave. Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Okay. So if we know who is going to break off and start their own podcast,
it's me.
We're watching you, Demi.
The hint that I'm getting left at the altar, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Round 2, second question. Who wants to go?
I will go. Would you rather, and this is for the rest of your life, only ever eat hot food or cold food again?
Oh my God. Okay, question. Does heating up normally cold food to be hot count as then eating hot food in this scenario?
Can you give me an example?
An example. Salami, normally eaten as a cold meat. If you microwaved it for a minute, it would be boiling hot and you could eat it and still get the same taste. Are we considering that you can do that for like general foods that are normally cold?
I suppose because you put like salami on pizza and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I would say though is like...
Well, there's some things you can't heat up and eat.
You can't heat up ice cream.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
like,
I guess
obviously
you could
like
melt.
toast a sandwich if you wanted a hot sandwich.
Well, I guess like bread is cold, but toast is hot. So I guess you could eat toast, but you couldn't eat bread.
Yeah.
Fresh bread. Okay.
I mean, unless it's just freshly come out of the oven.
A sausage sizzle. Here you go, guys. A sausage sizzle. Bread's cold, meat's hot.
Yeah. But you could eat it if you made toast instead of bread.
Yes.
And
if you buy it from Bunnings, you got to throw out that bread.
Got to throw the bread.
Or you got to throw out the sausage.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I suppose that makes sense because all food at some point is cold, I guess. Like and before you cook it, it's cold.
And I guess you couldn't have salad.
No.
Salad would be off the table.
Salad's off the table. Pasta salad that's been heated up, fine.
What about if you get your food at a restaurant and it's cold?
You can't eat it.
Can't eat it? Damn.
If you pick hot food, can't eat that cold food.
Have to send it back.
It's the minute your food goes cold, you have to
That's
stop
it.
eating.
You have to stop eating.
And for like, I suppose the seafood eaters, you can't have those like weird cold prawn things.
No sushi.
No
No
sushi.
sushi.
No
That's a
sushi.
big one. It's a big hit.
No sashimi.
No sashimi. No oysters.
That makes it more tough.
But you can have
You
it.
can
You
still
can have a
cooked
hot.
seafood, I suppose.
You can, but what's a hot sushi roll?
No, I mean sushi's pretty much off the table.
It's gone.
Yeah, there's no real like hot sushi, so that's gone. That's a cuisine totally gone.
Does
by.
that mean you can't have fruit?
No fruit.
Oh my
Unless
God.
it's heated up. Unless it's hot fruit.
No more cold
Oh.
mangoes?
Hey, we ate hot fruit like just the other week.
What was hot fruit?
You had apple
Apple
strudel.
crumble.
Yeah, but that's got fucking sugar and it's covered in sugar and
Yeah,
pastry.
it's still hot fruit though.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm gonna have an apple and then I go and cook fucking apple strudel and that's me eating an apple.
Got my 7 of fruit for today.
Oh no.
Yeah, there are some hits. There are some hits like fruit and sushi and salads and generally anything like fresh and quick. You know, no quick sandwich for
You can't
no
go
Subway.
Can't go into a fridge, take a slice of cheese from the packet and eat it.
my god.
Oh wow.
That makes me severely lean towards the
Yeah,
cold food.
I feel like it would make snacking so hard because
yeah.
you'd have to constantly be having
You have to
thinking about
cook
hot,
everything.
cooked snacks, and
Yeah.
that would just take a toll on you, man. Like if you had to cook everything you ate, could you imagine?
You couldn't have like just a packet of chips.
Can't have a Mars bar or a
Yeah,
Snickers
can't have chocolate
or
bars.
a packet of chips.
Oh man.
Or a packet of chips, Jessica.
I know.
Packet of chips. I love a packet of chips.
Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna come in here with the 1-2 punch for the other side now because we're talking about all this cold stuff that you wouldn't be able to eat, and yes, that would be difficult. But if you went with the option of being able to eat that stuff, this is the only stuff you'd be able to eat. So see you later, restaurants. See you later.
But-
hot dinners like pastas and pizza and all that sort of stuff.
But you can eat it cold.
Oh,
Yeah, I
cold
don't know, but
pasta.
You'd have to let it. So you'd have to let it get cold and then eat it.
But that's the worst thing ever when your food comes in it's cold.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely picking hot food. But we're just discussing the things that you could or could not eat.
I mean, I guess if you think about it in that sense, any food can be cold, but not all food can be hot. So
Very true.
That is true.
if you can be okay with eating your favorite dishes once they've cooled down
Cold.
rather than being hot, you can still eat whatever you want.
I mean, don't the MasterChef judges do that?
Yeah, pretty much. All the food they eat in the MasterChef
It's cold.
is cold.
Yeah. Well,
Stone fucking cold.
Yeah. And they pretend to like it.
I really like eating slices of cheese from the fridge.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
Fistfuls of cheese at 3 a.m.
I mean,
Coon cheese.
what are the foods that you
slice
can't
of coon.
eat? Like that you
Slice of
can't
coon.
get that though. You couldn't.
Crisp. A pretzel. A nut.
No. I mean, like
What?
I don't
A
know.
cold nut. You can't have a hot nut.
You can't have roasted
Sounds
nuts.
sexual.
You're the one making it. That's sexual.
I'll take one hot nut.
Gross.
When we were talking about you can have every type of food if you let it go cold, you can, but a grilled cheese sandwich would not be nice cold.
No.
Like you've lost,
It's
you've
not the
lost all
same.
integrity.
Macaroni and cheese cold.
Oh.
Oh, yuck.
It's just cement when it's cold. Like
Ew.
you wouldn't eat it when it's cold. So yeah,
Stick a paddle pop stick in it,
yeah,
pull it out of the bowl.
that's pretty much. Yeah, I don't know.
So there's a few things. I mean, like, would you really want like a McDonald's burger cold?
I've seen plenty of people eat plenty of cold McDonald's.
Oh, gross. That's just.
I don't think you would want it. It's just you're sacrificing that in order to have all of the other cold stuff. If you went with that option, like no one wants a cold version of a meal that's meant to be hot. But if you had to live that way so that you could have things like fruit and refreshing food that's from the fridge, like salads and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
it's like you take that hit, or do you get rid of all that stuff? I don't know. I feel like I could get my cold hit easily from beverages though. So if beverages aren't
Yeah.
included in this, like if I was feeling like something really cold and really fresh and I knew I couldn't eat fruit, well, I can have apple juice.
Yeah, but what if you didn't want something sweet? Like you wanted something cool and refreshing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a
the
bit.
thing. Yeah, but
It's not the same.
yeah, it's not the same.
As
It's not the
opposed,
same as like eating a piece of cheese or eating a salad.
yeah, I suppose that's true.
Oh, just eat a beer.
Just eat a beer.
pour it
beer
into-
salad,
I'll
thanks.
just pour it into a bowl and pretend I'm eating
What are
salad.
you doing? I'm tossing my beer salad.
I mean, I think I already know that I couldn't live without having hot food. Like, I'd have to have my hot food. I'd have to have my warm pasta and pizza and all of that. But I would definitely miss just cold fruit.
Yeah, I am surprisingly, and I surprise myself when I say this, leaning towards choosing cold over hot.
What?
Yes, explain.
I think that we are underestimating all of the health benefits of being able to eat cold foods. So let me go down the list and start with it. Fruit would become way more difficult to ingest, and we're meant to get 2 servings of that every single day.
Yeah.
So how do you get
Apple
that hot?
strudel.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Jess is just there eating apple strudel.
Yeah, but like sugary
Blueberry
desserts like that.
Danish.
Yeah, they're bad for you though. They have fruit in them, but they're bad
But you
for
get
you.
your servings of fruit.
Yeah, I know, but I
Do
think that
you? From an apple Danish?
Yes.
the negative effects.
The
I
fork-
could make
the
a
fork-
date loaf.
The 4 crumbles of apple that's in an apple Danish is not a serving of fruit, Jessica.
Yeah, I think that the negatives there outweigh the benefits. So you're missing out on the benefits of fruit. You're missing out on being able to have nice, fresh salads. A lot of vegetables you can just eat fresh if you really want to as well, and sort of keep them in your diet. Like nuts and all that sort of stuff you can't have anymore because you're not really going to heat up nuts. Like you're not going to have hot peanuts or peanut butter or something like that. You can't have like...
You could have chicken satay.
Yeah, okay. I guess you could have chicken satay, but again, like...
Again, it's the serving.
it's the serving of it.
It's not a
like,
serving of nuts in a chicken satay.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Like, I get you could have the taste, don't get me wrong. And I know you can still have the taste of these things. You're just not getting the benefits health-wise, I suppose,
Well,
as much.
what about having a slice of hot peanut butter toast where the peanut butter is all melty?
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
denying its
but-
deliciousness.
If the universe suddenly kicks in when that becomes cold, how hot does toast stay hot for, really?
Not very long.
You're going to have to smash that piece of toast if you want to technically be able to eat it while it's hot.
It's what I do all the time.
Because it gets cold hell. Because even if you eat toast fast, it gets cold like at least halfway through.
I hate cold toast.
It stops being hot and starts being
I
cold.
hate with a passion cold toast.
I don't think anybody out there is like, I really like cold toast.
I think there's people who are indifferent to it, but I hate it.
I'm indifferent to it.
Yeah, there we
like
go.
I'll continue to eat it. I had a piece of toast with shelf-stable cheese on it.
With what?
Shelf-stable cheese.
What?
You know, like the cream cheese spread
Yeah.
that you get from the spreads aisle.
What?
Shelf-stable cheese.
I've never heard of that.
It's delicious. You should enjoy
I
a
used to have-
slice of Bega cream cheese spread.
I used to have cream cheese sandwiches as a kid.
He knows.
I've
Loved
never
it.
had a cream cheese
The
sandwich.
2 white people in the podcast know,
We know what cream cheese is. We were raised on it.
especially the one in the jar that's yellow.
Yeah.
Not cream cheese, like fresh from like the cheese aisle.
What? So this isn't like Philadelphia?
No. Oh no.
No, this is like spreadable
This
cheese.
is spreadable cream cheese. It's bright yellow.
Oh my! Ew!
It's good.
What? Does it actually taste like cheese?
It tastes good. Yeah. Is it good for you? No. Does it taste good? Yes.
It tastes like cheese, but it tastes like fake cheese.
Like plastic cheese?
yeah,
Like the plastic.
like plastic cheese, but melty.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's
like,
delicious.
But like spreadable like butter.
Yeah, like
what
more like
is-
the consistency of smooth peanut butter.
Ew.
Delicious.
They were talking
Such a
yesterday.
white person's food.
They were yesterday talking about having Devon sandwiches in primary school, and I'm just
Yes.
like, what
yeah,
is
excuse me.
this?
Devon and tomato sauce.
Yeah, you can't just have
Oh,
a Devon
no.
sandwich. That's
I don't
fucking
have fun with that.
gross.
It's like having salt without pepper.
Was I the
Devon
only
and tomato
true
sauce.
wog?
What?
When I was growing up, my mum made me a specific chicken mince pate almost spread thing for my
Yeah.
chicken
Sorry.
sandwich.
That doesn't
Alright.
sound wog. That sounds upper class.
It does. Yeah, fuck, come down to
My
our.
mum made me chicken pate.
Come down to the Southwest Sydney level.
Oh, we had Devon and tomato sauce.
Fucking Devon from that plasticky roll. And you've consumed a piece of that plastic
Yeah.
in your time.
Oh yeah, it's still floating around in there probably.
You know what Devon's made out of, right?
Snouts and entrails.
Yeah, all the leftover bits.
No.
Taste
I don't
good.
eat it anymore, obviously. I'm vegetarian.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, I don't eat it anymore either.
My sister.
But you
still
have a
eats.
glint of nostalgia in your eye, though.
It was yummy. It was yummy.
Yeah, I have fond memories.
I will make a note in my phone to post a picture of a Devon and tomato sauce sandwich. Thumbs up if
Yeah.
it's thumbs if you like it, guys.
20 likes and we'll make one before the next episode and we'll eat it
And we'll
live.
make CB eat it.
Gross.
We'll make Jess eat it because you never had
No,
one as a kid.
I absolutely
so
refuse.
you've never
I'm not
had-
allowed to
you've
have
never
Devon
had-
anyway.
You've never had Devon.
I've never had Devon in my life.
You've never had Devon in your fucking life.
never,
Ever?
never, never, never,
I'm shocked.
ever.
I am legit shocked.
I tried to taste Vegemite maybe about, 6 months ago? I had to spit it into the kitchen sink.
Really?
Yep. Disgusting.
You better make your child eat
Tastes
Vegemite.
like
She was
And
lucky
Devon.
that I didn't have the chance to leave her at the altar the next day.
Vegemite is Australian treasure, and so is Devon.
Yeah, I think Vegemite maybe is one of those things that it's definitely yummier if you're raised on it. I think
Yeah.
you eat it late in life. I think a lot of people with Vegemite who eat it later on tend to not like it. I don't know anyone who's like waited on Vegemite until they were like 25 or 30 and then gone, this is the delicious holy grail I've been missing my whole life.
When I used to work at a head office for a pet store, I had a friend from Russia, and I was watching her make breakfast in the kitchen once, and I saw her scoop out Vegemite and go to put it on her toast, and it was like she was spreading peanut butter.
No.
I stopped her. I was like, no, you cannot eat Vegemite like that. She's like, oh, really? And I'm like, no, put 95% of what's on that knife back into that jar. And so I taught her like how much Vegemite to use, and she loves it.
I think the right dosage of Vegemite is important.
It is very important.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on
track. I was talking about cold stuff being more healthy for you, and I also thought of protein supplements that are all cold. It would be disgusting to have a hot protein shake.
Yeah, but you can have chicken cooked.
Yeah, but that's
and
less,
beef.
It's less convenient though.
Doesn't matter. You still have to have like food.
But you
But I
can't
can
have
still
that bar
chicken,
that he ate.
I can still have chicken cold and meat
can have chicken
and beef
cold.
cold and everything. I don't
Very
miss
much.
out on those benefits by not being able to eat it hot.
I feel like you could alter your life more to have things cold because they like sliced. You get sliced chicken, sliced
Yeah.
roast beef, all those things.
Yeah.
Like in the cold aisles at supermarkets. You make a cold sandwich, put some roast beef and a bit of mustard,
Yeah.
and you've got
Yeah.
a beef sandwich.
Would I miss hot food? I think I would definitely miss hot food. But I think that I would be able to still have it cold and that would satiate me to a certain degree. And there's not many hot dishes they're obviously all a bit better hot than cold, but there's a lot that I like that would still, consistency would be more or less the same cold, like the taste would still be more or less the same cold. It would just be missing out on the heat of the dish, I suppose. So controversial, I know. I mean, I really thought I was going to go for hot when this question was brought up, but thinking about it a little bit more,
You were like, think of all the pros that you can get from being limited to the cold food.
yeah, I'm leaning towards the cold. I'm 90% of the way there.
90% of the way there.
90% of the way there.
Interesting.
Okay.
Now, the more we've discussed this cold versus hot, I thought I was like, yeah, immediately hot. How could I live off cold food? The more we've discussed it, the more I'm coming around to the cold food. But I do really love pizza. And I don't like cold pizza.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I hate cold pizza.
Like, I don't know if... I probably could force myself to learn to love a piece of
But the
cold
cheese
pizza.
isn't melty anymore.
I know, but...
I think it depends what pizza as well. Some pizza is better cold than others. Like pizza with a lot of topping, I think, is better cold than say just a cheese pizza. I think like a plain cheese pizza.
I was thinking
cold.
completely the opposite.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
cheese pizza was
thinking
way
the opposite
easier.
as well.
No, I don't agree. Because the cheese pizza just becomes like stodge when you eat it cold. But if you have like toppings and stuff on there, it's like the toppings still
Toppings
textured.
are cold.
I'm not like here touting that a cold pizza is better than a hot pizza. I'm just like, I don't think they're that bad.
Well, I'm very much in the camp of hot food. Hot. Give it to me hot. That
Okay.
sounds weird.
Give me a hot
Scratch
nut.
that. Like it hot. Jessica wants it hot.
Yeah. All right. Hot for Jess. I think I'm gonna go cold. I think on this one.
You
Yeah.
gonna go cold?
I think
All
so.
right. I applaud your bravery,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna go hot.
You're gonna go hot. Okay. After all that, Demi, I thought you were coming around. To the
I
way
was
of the
coming
cold.
around. It was like 75-25. Like at first I was 0-100.
I'm 90-10.
Yep.
90-10.
90-10. Yeah. I'm 90-10 the other way. It's
Interesting.
funny. You two said that you were the coldest people at the start.
Yes, but we
I
need
must
to,
feel my belly with heat.
Emotionally.
we have to absorb our heat somewhere.
The fire fuels the blizzard. Okay, so I guess we've made our way to the
Yes.
to the final question.
Not
of
a
the
uni-
universal
Final
decision
question.
yet.
No.
Normally it's you two agreeing and me disagreeing.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a split votes this time. I think mine will be an interesting one to see which way we all lean.
Mm-hmm.
My dilemma for today is: would you rather be able to control with your mind objects or people?
See, this is a super difficult question.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Super-
I already know my answer.
Really? I'm really torn.
Yeah, I'm so torn on this one. I've got no idea. It's my
Obviously,
question.
you want to
I've got no
control
idea.
people.
But how ethical is that? It's not,
Who cares?
but like it's
If you have the ability to control people, then you have the ability to do anything.
I know that, but you would never ever know who your true friends are if somebody loved you for who you were.
It doesn't matter. You can control people.
Doesn't
you can
matter,
make everyone
guys.
love you.
Doesn't matter. Fuck the world.
Make your boss give you a raise. You can talk
Why would you
to your...
have a boss if you could control people? You would never have a boss if you could control people.
Well, you still got to have money. It's not like it, gives you money.
yeah, but you just work your way and then you become the CEO, and you don't have a boss.
But I don't want to have that responsibility.
If you can control people, you just go to a bank teller and go, "Give me all the money."
I mean, yeah, that was my next thing. The next thing I was going to say was I was going to go to my bank manager and say, "Give me a 1% interest rate." But
Oh my god.
She still wants to pay it back.
I'm
You wanna-
still a good person.
You want to control people, but you're still like living in the reality. It's like not give me all the money, please, Mr. Bank Teller. It's give me a 1% interest rate. Thank you very much.
I'd like a 0.5% interest
Yeah.
rate.
Not a point. No, Demi. Whoa.
I'll go
Hold on
I'll
a
go
second.
0.01.
Don't want to raise eyebrows.
Oh, that's where the ethical part of it comes in.
I'm torn.
Yeah.
I bend the rules, but I eliminate them.
I could make anyone be my friend. I could make anybody love me. I could make anybody do whatever they wanted. But then I would never know if they ever liked me for me.
That's an interesting one, I think, because you could get pretty far controlling people, I think. You could get a lot of things, like social-wise, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. You could. It's just like being very good at manipulating people.
But like really good at it to the point where they would just do whatever you wanted to.
Yeah.
You'll never
There's
get
no
a
like
parking ticket ever
there's
again.
no working your way into this manipulation. It's straight there.
Yeah, it's right there. They do exactly whatever you tell them to do in your mind. You want someone to drive you somewhere, bam, they do it. You want someone to cook you dinner, bam, they do it for
But
you.
it's like, imagine what you could do in the world. You could go, if you could get close enough to like the prime minister, you could change the policies for the better.
I know that, but I don't know if my little heart could take it.
I thought you were cold, like
I
me,
was
Demi.
Getting warmer and warmer, Demi.
I'm cold enough that I understand that people don't like me for me, or people won't love me for me, and
You
I'm
can
okay
make
with that.
them
No,
love you.
I don't want to make
And
them.
that is just as good.
I am okay with it.
I mean,
I have accepted that I am very brash of a person.
the thing is, and I will say this, you don't have to control people's minds all the time if you take this power. You just choose to use it when you want to. So it's
Yes,
not. So
but
it's
you'll
not.
never know. Like maybe you accidentally slipped up one day, and
Suddenly, I've got 40 friends in my house. Where did you all come from?
oh, you just got angry at somebody just like not doing what you wanted them to do, and then you just made them do it, and then
You'll never be able to go back from that. It's
no,
like-
you won't be able to because you'll just do it again. It's the same thing we've been discussing in previous episodes. It's a spiral.
it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope of just using it. Oh, I'll just do it this once.
It's true.
I know it's good for them, so I'm going to make them do this,
Yeah.
and then you just go down and down.
But I
and
do
down.
know what's good for them.
We're objects.
CJ's looking at me and he's like kind of scared at the moment.
If it was like if we were talking about
Do you
money,
already have this power?
I'll just go to the ATM and control the ATM to give me all the money in the ATM.
But then that would be theft. You're okay with that? I would rather have the bank teller like
I'm thieving
properly
banks'
sign.
money. I'm using the bank's money. The banks have millions and millions of dollars.
And they still put security systems in place.
But if I can control the object, you just
Yeah, you can
override
make it
all
look
these
like an
systems.
accident. Like, oh no, the ATM exploded and shot money all over the street. And
No, I
then-
just turn off the little camera before I got there.
Yeah.
So you just make yourself like the world's greatest thief.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, if you could control any object, you could have a pretty good manipulation of the world as well, just in a different way,
That's true.
you know?
That's
Yeah, I'm
true.
manipulating the world, objects, not people.
Exactly. You know, you couldn't necessarily make people, you obviously couldn't make people make decisions or anything like that, but you could still do a lot with things, you know? I
Yeah,
think.
100%.
And you could take care, of a lot of menial tasks all at once without having to
Yes.
like have other people around. Like both of these powers, okay, you could have someone who mows your lawn, is cooking your dinner, is doing your laundry, and is cleaning your house. But then you gotta have like 4 random people around all the time, which would be kind of annoying, I think. If you could control objects, you could just do all that at once.
That's true.
This
Yeah.
is all happening for you, like you're some kind of a wizard.
Some kind of, it's Fantasia. All of my objects are cleaning for me. Do, 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 do.
You're a wizard, damn it.
What's the song of Fantasia?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Everybody watch it.
But yeah, both are good.
That is true.
You could never have to pay for petrol again. You could just thought your car to move forward. You could fly your car to work
Choo choo. Beep beep.
because you can manipulate objects.
Yeah. I'd just get an electric car and then somehow make it work.
Yeah, you could do that. You could like get anything you wanted still as well. You know, just make a brand new car. Just roll up to your door. There you go. New car.
When Google's self-driving cars come into play. Oh boy.
Oh
Just
boy. Yeah.
click that baby over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Hop in. Off I go.
Well, I mean, I guess then that's kind of like you have the power already, though. Then you don't really need it anymore.
But I'm not paying for it. If
I'm not paying for it.
if I can control it, I'm not paying for it.
True.
It's like if I just like thoughted something into my hand at a shop and then went and gave cash to the teller and left.
Yeah.
It's no point. I just go and pick it up and pay for it.
I had a thought the other day, and it's a complete tangent, but talking about self-driving cars, I was thinking like how that could be implemented in the future, like how car manufacturers will, like how they'll be able to continue like making money. Because if cars become electric and they start to be able to live for a lot longer period of time, and then they're all self-driving, so there's less crashes and less wear and tear, I suppose, from like human error and all that sort of stuff. I was like, I reckon that one day we'll have to pay a monthly subscription for our car so that it can be connected to like the world.
Yeah, to a
you
hub.
know, yeah, to the hub, you know, your hub subscription, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
so that you know, your car is able to talk with all these other cars. And if you don't have that, then, you know, you can't, you know, use all those automated features. I reckon that could be a
Yeah,
thing.
it'll be restricted somehow.
Yeah.
This is giving like premium access.
Yeah.
25% increase in security or some like it'll be all these like you get these bonus things where
Yeah.
if you're a pleb you don't get like these things or you get a lower prescription.
Yeah, that's right.
subscription, not prescription.
There'll be levels of it. It'll, you know, basic level will give
Platinum
you all
level.
like the basic, you know, safety features and all that sort of stuff, you know, or then you'll have like premium. So like at the green light, premium users will take off first at green light before blah, blah, blah. So you'll get to your destination on average
100%.
15 to 20%
Yes.
faster than those on the standard level, you know,
Yeah.
and then like,
Somehow the car's like, you end up shuffling and all the premium
Yeah.
users are at the front and
That's
standard
right.
users are at the back. Yep.
like
That'll
standard users in
definitely-
the left lane, premium users get the right lane or something like that,
Yep.
you know, so you get like more backed up one way or the other. And then like maybe there's like special premium only routes now that only premium cars get to,
The highways are
Get
now
to
all
take-
for premium users.
premium users only, that's right. And standard users have to take like all the non-toll roads and stuff like that.
Yep. Gold members only get access to the major highways.
Anyway, bit of a
That's a
tangent.
sad world.
It's a
Yeah.
sad but very easy to see happening.
Easy to
Yeah,
imagine.
it is, actually. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Platinum for life.
Platinum for life. Yeah. But I suppose like that would be a good time to be able to control objects rather than people. Because
Yeah.
if you think about the future, I think that more and more objects, artificial intelligence, all that sort of stuff is going to start taking over our lives. There's going to be less jobs that need to be done by humans and more jobs that need to be done by machines and robots and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like as the years go on, having the ability to control objects rather than people will become more and more a stronger power to have rather than being able to control people.
I guess it depends what you interact with a lot more in your daily like work or whatever. Like,
If I could, get out of bed, live upstairs, the kettle's downstairs, bing, open my eyes, I'm awake now, turn the kettle on.
Yeah. I mean, I had an invention. Tangent time. I had an invention ages ago, and it was just
Yes,
like a phone.
it was your iPhone-controlled
Yeah,
kettle,
it was
we
my
all remember.
smartphone controlled kettle. Still, I don't know if anyone's made that yet.
Isn't there the Wemo thing that you can have now?
What's Wemo?
The thing that, the little plug that links up to your phone?
yeah, there's
Yeah,
like
like Wemo
it's
lights and
plugged,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get a
but it's a-
Wemo plug that plugs into the kettle
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it'll
that
turn
you can
on.
turn on and off.
Yeah, but that's not going to
But
turn
you'd
the
have to
kettle on and off.
continuously turn. Like the kettle would have to be down for it to work.
Exactly. So it wouldn't turn the kettle on.
It kind of would. Like if you could set it up in the morning for it to do it, but you'd have to remember to set it up.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't remember
Which
all
would
the
be
time.
annoying. As opposed to
You'd
just
be
leaving
like-
a PowerPoint on and then pushing a button for your kettle.
I know. I want one. If you market it, I'm buying it.
Come on,
I
guys.
want it. Patent pending. Don't steal our ideas, guys.
I'll start a fund or whatever it is, GoFundMe
A GoFundMe for
for
a...
the Bluetooth
It
kettle. I'll
wouldn't
just
be that difficult.
draw
No, it
like a
wouldn't be
little
that-
hand-drawn like sketch of my idea.
Kettle, and then like a picture of a phone, and then the little Wi-Fi symbol that
Yeah.
goes to the kettle. Patent pending.
Copyright.
Registered trademark of CJ Grundy.
Yeah. But that, again, another example of how potentially controlling objects would be more
So
beneficial than
handy.
controlling people.
So handy. In Jessie's world, she'd just control someone to get up and go and do it for her, but
Yeah.
she'd still be laying in bed, but it would be a person doing it for her.
You'd have
not
to have a lot
an
of people
object.
around all the time. Like
I
if,
mean, but that's only if I want that, though. I don't need to have that.
no, that's true. I
But
think
why
you,
wouldn't you use your ability to its fullest?
I think you could probably manipulate more change in the world more quickly if you could have control over people. I think if you wanted to see like things happen, like I guess if you think about it, I haven't put any limits on this power or how many people you can control at once.
A whole world. A whole
Yeah.
world full of people.
Imagine if you could just control everyone in the world all of a sudden. The power that you would have.
You would be like the Pope when he walks outside and people cheer for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's both amazing and scary to think
We
about.
love the leader.
Because do you know what's best for the world? You won't think you know what's best for the
Of
world.
course, I would think I know what's best for the world.
But if you could suddenly control everybody, you could make the world exactly how you wanted it to be. Would that be a good
and
thing?
everyone has different, visions
Mm.
of what the world should look like. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's called dictatorship.
So Jess wants to be a dictator.
Yep,
So that's the way you're leaning
Yep,
towards
Finn.
that?
done.
I am a dictator, says Jessica.
Demi, what way are you leaning?
Definitely objects. I don't
Yeah.
think I could ethically control people. Because it wouldn't be like, I'm not saying that it's bad to do. All I'm saying is that I just don't know who my real friends or my true lovers would be.
That's true.
Because I'm just making it. I'm just doing it myself for my own purposes.
Yeah.
I'm not, there's nothing, that other people are not getting anything from this except for me. I'm the only one.
I suppose. I guess it depends how you use the power. Because you could use
But
it.
you'd never know. You'd never know if you just truly like slipped up and then just like
Whoops.
used it.
I made you love me.
Just used your power just for a second.
Yeah. That's true, I suppose. But you could do a lot of good change as well. Like, you know.
Could.
And save the world or like, you know, protect the environment. Like
Oh, yeah.
suddenly everybody in the world thinks the same way as you just in regards to that specific thing. That would be pretty
my
cool.
answer is solely based on my own thoughts and feelings. Not about what I could do with it.
Yeah. No. I get that. I'm just, you know, you couldn't do that if you just controlled objects, I suppose. You couldn't make
Yeah.
major world changes like that. So
Conjure all the watering cans from all of the world to come to Australia and
you
pour,
could do that.
pour into the dam.
Yeah. I mean, you could control the water. I suppose water is an object technically. So you could just control the water. You wouldn't even need the watering cans.
Just water bend.
Yeah. You get both of the powers from last week's episode, technically.
Yeah. Woo!
Controlling objects.
Well, I wouldn't consider natural things to be objects.
Yeah.
so I
true.
wouldn't consider that I could control water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning
Like I can
towards.
control this light.
Yeah. Turn it off and on.
Bing, 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 bing. Clap on, clap off.
The clapper. I'm leaning towards controlling people.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm shocked.
After all of that.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think? I was like strongly defending.
Yeah,
the
you're
object
strongly
decision?
defending objects.
I think objects would be very cool, but I think you'd get more stuff done if you could control people rather than objects. And like, to be honest, like controlling objects, what does that really get you? Not much, other than maybe you don't have to do a few chores in your house, and you know, I don't know, you can get to work easier or whatever. Like, I feel like being able to control people, that's where the power is. That's where the power lies, in the people. Make more change in the world. Make positive change by controlling people.
Everyone always thinks, even the bad guy thinks they're the good guy.
I am really the good guy. Though.
Yeah. Everybody always thinks that they're doing the best thing.
Yes.
Like even the Joker thinks that what he is doing is the best, but it never is.
You saying I'm the Joker,
interesting
Danny?
example. Even the Joker.
That was the first villain that I thought of. I do not watch those films.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Everyone has their own delusions of grandeur and what they think is right,
Yeah.
and if it's actually right, and all that sort
Slip
of stuff.
into
right?
madness.
it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. I still think I'd take it. I still think there'd be things that if you could change everyone in the world's mind at once on particular things, that I think would make objectively positive change.
The way that I would use it is I wouldn't change everyone's mind though. Like, I don't know what you're thinking about, CJ, but I would go and I would just selectively use the power on different people.
But you say that you would do that.
Yeah, but
until another person pissed you off, and then you just change their mind. Until another person disagreed with you, and you'd be like,
I don't think I would. No, because my care factor would be 0 for those people.
But if you had the ability to control those people, you would 100% control them.
Unless someone kept like knocking on my door trying to preach to me something that I didn't agree with, then I'd be like, go away.
Imagine if you could control Logan.
I mean, I do.
You would more so than you already do. So it's Logan.
I would go to like, the president or the prime minister, and I'd be like, hey, focus more on this because all the evidence says blah, blah, blah. And, that's like a little bit of mind control there to, push them in the right direction. Like try and, cut through all of the corruption crap and all of like,
Until you are corrupted. Until you are corrupted.
You think that. You think, I would just change, the prime minister's mind, that one person's mind. But, it probably makes sense to change his cabinet's mind as well, just so that they're all on the same page and it happens quicker. Actually, you know what? All of that party's minds I'm going to change to the way that I want them to think. And you know what? While I'm at it, everyone who votes for them, I'm going to change their minds too.
But
so that way everyone thinks the same.
I would have fun with it though. I would have fun with it. If
I'm going to have some fun.
If anyone's watched House of Cards, you'd know that there's
fun.
there's a whip like in the in the office. And that their job is to manipulate and convince people to change their vote and change their thinking. And I would be that person. I'd be like,
you wouldn't be smoozing them with cigarettes and booze.
No.
You'd just be mind controlling them.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I will vote your way. So that's already more than one person's mind that you're changing then though.
No, but...
She's the fucking whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the whip. Yeah. I'm the whip.
Okay.
I want to get you a shirt.
Jessica's quote of 2020. I am the whip.
Just to wear it out. People would be like, fuck?
You've gone from I might change my interest down to 1% at the bank to I am the whip.
I am the whip.
Well, yeah, people do it in real life all the time. They're just called being good negotiators and manipulators.
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, and my things aren't guaranteed either because I'm not going to go to the opposition
because
party.
You're just like,
I'll watch it. I'll watch it play out.
No, you won't.
Be interesting. Yeah,
100%.
That'll be my entertainment.
I mean, there is the fear with controlling people that you control so many people so frequently that they lose themselves. So that if you decided to not control them one day,
they would
wake up years later and they'd be like, "What the hell's going on? Who am I? My brain is mush."
Jessica. They only know your name for the rest of their life.
I love leader.
I love the leader.
You don't care?
No.
She's like, I am the whip.
I'm the
whip.
I'll do what it takes.
Oh, goodness me. So, 2 for people, 1 for not people.
Yeah, I guess so.
No unanimous decision.
No, again.
2 episodes in a row.
We're deviating, guys.
What is happening?
Next week I'll ask, would you rather own a puppy or a kitten?
That is a hard question.
It is a hard question.
Oh, God. I don't know what to choose. Quick end the episode.
I like both.
It's like a bonus episode in and of itself. You had to pick one.
Save for the next episode.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should end each episode with like a
put teaser, it out. A little teaser.
Yeah, no. But like a put it out there, would you rather?
That's too much pressure. I think like...
I put it out there, would you rather?
Yeah.
To the audience.
To the audience and to us. So at the start of next episode, we come back. We'll just say our answers. We don't have to give an explanation or anything like that. We just let it out there. It gives other people who's listening like a chance to have a bit of their own discussion without like first listening to what we think as well. And then they come up with their answers in the next episode. They see whether we agree with them. So it's kind of like the reverse.
I like it. Okay.
So let's make it. Would you rather only ever be able to own a kitten or a puppy?
Do they, clarifying question for the audience, do they stay puppy and kitten, or is it just like I can only have cats and I can only have dogs?
They stay a puppy or a kitten.
They stay puppies or kittens?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
no discussion.
God.
Just leave it. Let it settle.
Oh.
We'll come back with our answers at the start of next week's episode, and everyone else can think about it until then. Let us know what your thoughts are between now and then.
Good luck, everybody out there.
Wow.
Unless you're like a hard cat person or a hard dog person, it's a difficult question.
Yeah.
If you're like in the middle, it's a hard one, definitely. But
It is.
without discussing it, man, so much to discuss. But
There is
just,
so much
hold
to
it-
discuss in this question.
Hold it back.
There is.
I'll hold it back.
There is. Oh, so cute.
Well, that
So
was
small.
that was a good episode, guys. I think some interesting conversations to be had. I am the whip.
Jessica
I'm
is
the whip.
Quote of the episode.
Yeah, we'll change her tagline in the intro. to, Welcome back to the
Jessica the Whip Grundy.
Yeah, your hosts, CJ, Demi, and the whip.
Sounds like a fucking bad radio tune.
Yeah. Or like
CJ, Demi, and the Whip.
a bad like DC villain or something like that.
Whipper.
Superman versus the whip.
That's your villain name.
The whip.
The Whip.
I am. The
Hey,
whip.
so I'm a superhero.
Yeah,
The
you're-
Whip is not a superhero.
The whip
name.
is a superhero.
The
I whip
Whip?
people into shape and make good in the world.
The Whip is a villain's name.
No.
CJ.
Yeah, it's Phil's name.
There
The
you
whip
go.
gets things done.
Yeah.
At any cost.
At any cost. No matter how many cat of nine tail whips people have got to get. No matter how much
Cat
bone
of
is
nine
exposed.
tails. I'm just the whip.
Okay.
Whip. Whip.
Yes. We're
Yes.
talking funny. That means it's nearly time to end the episode. When we start saying things wrong, it's time for bye-byes.
Whip.
Whip. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. See you
It could be the morning they're listening to this. so
Yeah, I know.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening,
day.
good
Good
midday.
day.
Good day, sir or madame.
Okay, I think we need to end
I
this.
don't think I've ever
podcast.
called anyone madame.
Madame? I don't think so either.
Good evening, madames. Miladies.
Madames and miladies
Medusas.
and misses.
Sisters.
To all the masseurs, masseuses, miladies, madames, midwives and madmen, we say
We say adieu.
farewell.
Fare thee well.
Pretty well.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. Go and check us out on Instagram at the Dilemma Academy and leave your suggestions for dilemmas you'd like us to discuss. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, or you can email us at thedilemmaacademy@gmail.com. Also, if you like the episode, why not follow us and leave a review wherever it is you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, school's out at the Dilemma Academy.